Well, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining me in my shop. Today is November 23rd, and while I unpack this radio, so yesterday I finally got up the steam to attempt to advance my video making system here. I'm limited to just a couple cameras from the software I use. A good software, I like it, but it is limited because I have the cheap version of it. And if I want to move up to the more professional version, I got to dole out $600, and that's why I've never done it. It's too much money for me. So I've been teaching myself another piece of video software. I've been making these videos using something called vMix, which is great software, no, for sure, very professional software, but expensive. And I've been learning an open source piece of software called OBS, which is probably very commonly used in this kind of setup. So I'm getting ready to be able to operate or make videos in another location in my house where all these radios are that I'm listening to, that I can share the experience of listening to them. And unfortunately, I learned the hard way that USB ports are more limited than I thought. I picked up a USB port splitter here. 7 ports. 7 ports for 7 cameras. Well, I don't have 7 cameras, but I certainly have 3 or 4 that I could be operating simultaneously. It would save me a lot of effort in the long run. Well, as it turns out, 2 USB cameras in 1 USB port, even a 3.0 is just about the most. You can't even get away with that necessarily. So it turns out very, very limited ability to run webcams on a computer like what I'm using, regardless of what you try to do. Very frustrating for me, but okay, that's what's going on in the background. It's been going on for a long time in the background. But yesterday I took a big push. One thing I can be happy about is I probably solved my bad acting mouse here. Is probably not going to act badly anymore. That's about the only benefit I got out of the whole days of taking stuff apart and sticking it back together. Oh boy. Okay, what about this radio? So my conclusion here is the output transformer has a defect in it, and is open circuited, in fact. And so it's shot, and with this shot, it can't operate the speaker. This part's just done. But I have discovered that the radio's working quite good up just past the volume control, and probably past the first audio amplifier. And I could grab a signal out of the radio. I can rewire it ever so slightly and turn this input into an output. Plug this guy into some other audio amplifier with a speaker on it, and presto, you're back in business with this radio, regardless of the fact that the output in the speaker shot. It's not the best solution, but it's something. Otherwise, I thought a little bit about what can be done here. You can replace this if you have one. Now, it would ideally be identical to this one. Fat chance on that. But I don't have another speaker I don't have one of these floating around. So I don't have that as an option. Someone else could do that. I mean, you could replace the entire speaker too if you had one and you wanted to do it. But really, it's just this part that appears to be the problem. Now, could I be mistaken about that? Have I done an absolutely positive job of knowing that this thing is not working? The next step really would be to isolate the 2 lead wires, maybe desolder them underneath, and have them completely separate from the radio, and then test them, and then there's no question whatsoever. There's no room for error or anything. So I don't know what else to do other than what I just described, which is to prepare the radio to be used as a front-end system, front-end tuner, and it would have to play into a stereo system or something like that. It's not the worst thing. You could even put a Bluetooth transmitter on here, not a receiver, but a transmitter on here, and then you could transmit to Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth speakers even. and that would work quite fine too. And in terms of expense, it's not that expensive. A couple of Bluetooth speakers and a Bluetooth thing. That's not all that expensive. So trying to deal with this more directly, I think, is a bigger problem, frankly. It'd be easier to do the other. Okay, so I've convinced myself that the only way forward here, for me, from a practical point of view, is to liven this guy up as an output and fix up the radio for that purpose. Then when it leaves my shop, I'll just write up a sheet explaining the situation with it. And it's not unattractive for somebody to use it in the way I'm describing. You're going to get hooked up to a big stereo or big speakers or something like that, and it's going to sound kind of glorious in that respect. Okay, that's the plan of action. So what do we do from here? Well, I think there's a lot of capacitors that need replacement under here. Can I turn this radio right upside down? Probably can, but I won't. Not right now. Okay, I guess some capacitors in the audio stage might not matter much, but they would still need to be dealt with, I would think. You can always pull the audio output tube out, which is probably a good thing to do, and leave it out of the radio. Just reduces the draw on everything, and why run the output tube if you're not using any of the output from it? So that would mean, well, why don't we start towards the antenna and work our way through the radio. So looking up here, let me just turn my light up a little bit here. There's these black capacitors here. There's a big one tucked in there, but I think it's still mica. There's one here. No paper capacitors up in this area. First paper capacitor is this one, and we have this molded capacitor here. I kind of wonder about these two, whether they were replaced earlier. And why would they use a different kind of capacitor anyway in the factory? Well, why would they use one of these? This is coming from the volume control, the center post, and going to the first amplifier. Why have a special capacitor there unless it was a replacement? And in looking at it, well, it's quite possible it's a replacement. Just judging by the way the soldering was done here. It's possible here too, that this is a replacement. I wonder which one this is that they would replace it. Going from here, this is a ground point. Let's take a look at that. That's on the 6SA7, and it's connected to pin number 1, 2, 3, 4. Pin 4 on the 6SA7. What are you doing there, pin 4? Pin 4 on the 6SA7. That's right here. Pin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the capacitor right there. I think that's a screen grid. I think that's SG. Screen grid. This would probably, yeah, another one, SG here. So it's a intended to quiet the screen grid circuit. This is usually a larger capacitor here. This is quite small, 0.05. Maybe there's another one on the line somewhere. Don't see one. Well, that's what it is. Why did they change it? I don't know. Okay, and they may not have changed it. It may be original. Okay, back to the radio here. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start up the radio again and play it and reassure myself that what I think happened on the last video really did happen. And I may even make this connection right away. I may make this connection so I can use this continuously as I work on the radio. Why not do that? So that'd be my first capacitor. I'll do a capacitor from here to the input of the, actually it's output of the radio circuits, output of the detector really. And we'll just put a capacitor to here, and then I'll be able to use this and carry on. Good show. Good idea. So I've removed two capacitors, one from the volume control, and the other one is the one that was tying this as an input. So I switched it around now, and I run this through the volume control because I just thought it was just a better idea. Now, there was a time there earlier where I sort of felt the volume control was defective. Hopefully not. We'll find out if it is. We have the two capacitors here. Why don't we test them? See what's going on here. Okay, let me get that set up here. Okay, let's start with the one that comes from the volume control. So this is a molded one. Aerovox Duranite. Good name. I wonder who thought that up. Okay, 50 volts. What do you say? See it pop right open? Pop right open. How high can we go with this? 600 volt one. So we're at 250. Look at that. 350. Wow. Okay, so this capacitor is in perfect shape. There's no reason to. Only reason to do this, to remove it, was to test it. But also I wanted to remove it because I want to interrupt the circuit. And so okay, so here is a non-molded capacitor, and also we think this is a replacement, which is much newer, perhaps. So maybe that's the story there. There we go, 50 volts. What do you say? Oh, now that popped open so fast, it didn't actually close first. So the idea is when you hit the switch here, the capacitor charges, and during that time the eye closes and then pops open. It might be very fast, not that fast. Actually, I did see a little flash in there. What size is this? I think there's a problem with it. Let's try again. Maybe my, it's kind of greasy here. Maybe I didn't get a connection. Let's try again. Here we go. Nope, same thing. Same thing. 250. There's something terribly wrong with this capacitor. This one wouldn't have mattered though, because it's the one that carries the phono signal into the radio. Not really an issue. Let's test it with another tester. Not really an issue that if this guy is shot, it wouldn't have had any effect at all. Unless you tried to look up your phonograph or gramophone. No unknown or damaged part. Well, that might say something about the rest of these capacitors that are of this style. But we can find some more that are in really bad shape. They don't look like reliable styled capacitors. They look like the kind that you would want to replace. Okay, so I have this guy in, got him hooked up here. I'm going to set the radio up. We're going to play it and listen to it again because I only played it for a short time last time, and plus I want to find out if the volume control is good. Okay, so I think that really means it's time for some coffee, and a few things have to be done first. Okay, just a word of caution here. I may lose control of the volume and blast away. So if you're wearing headphones, you've been warned. So volume is down, switch is on, power is coming on, power is on. The tubes are warming up. Very good. Now, I've got the two volume controls involved, this one and the one on my soundboard, so they're both at 0 now. So we shouldn't hear anything. I should have turned up the soundboard one first, just before even turning this on to see if there was a hum. Well, let's hear it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll let you see what I'm doing so it's no mystery in it. I can just barely hear it. So I'm going to put this about half. And what do we get? A very dirty volume control. Okay, I'm going to turn up the soundboard volume. Volume's much lower than I expected. So we got to clean this. This is unacceptable here. Yeah, we got to do it right now. Okay, so switch off. And we'll tip this up. Okay, and I'll get my magic elixir here. Water displacement number 40. Can I just set this down? Yeah. So if you haven't done this before, this is a real simple operation. Just look where the wires are going into the volume control, and there's a gaps there, and you can spray the cleaner in through the gaps. Even you can't even really see the gaps, but they're there. There we go. And you this didn't work right away. I want it to go in explosively, so it sprays, but this, like my can is beyond explosion here. I'm going to try another one right in here. No, there's no explosion happening. Ooh. There's just gas coming out. What's the matter here? Oh, there comes some stuff. Feels like something happened there. Okay, I'm gonna guess that worked. Sometimes I like to do that with the set operating, because you can really tell what's happening. How to get oil on. Okay, volume should be down. Here we go. Power back on.
Happen to have it on this week. YouTube channel. Clear.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, watch.
It was going good there, and then suddenly got quiet.
Message. Just look at your headphones, Mark, and she started off by just taking a shot.
This question's for the Premier. After 6 years of this government, the state of our healthcare has only gotten worse in the province of Ontario. Just ask the people of around Perth, folks in towns like Stratford and Seaforth and Clinton, who have faced ongoing emergency room closures and reduced hours.
Thank you, Speaker. It must be NDP math today. 4% increase year over year for hospital operating budgets. $85 million increase in hospital capital. Making the investments to not only make sure that we have primary care physicians who are training in the province of Ontario, when respectfully, the last...
Really a mystery why it got so quiet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to relocate the output connection from the volume control. I'm just going to abandon the volume control and take it straight out of the detector, and see if we can't get some volume there, because it seemed to be working good there, and then suddenly not so good. I don't know why. This didn't come loose, huh? No. Okay, so I'm going to move this from here over to there. Power's off, eh? I got oil on my hands here. I do. I'm going to be able to get this apart easy. Interesting sounds there. I still have my headphones on, so I don't normally hear those sounds. Ah, what happened? I almost had it apart and then. It's an easier way of doing this. A little bit of a long lead on it now. Capacitor. Capacitor. To go here. Now the volume control acts as a like it's a resistor to ground from this point. Even if you don't turn the volume control, it's like a 500,000 ohms to ground or something. So I've left that there. Okay, what do we got now? So this, if we leave it this way, this means the volume control is an external issue. So if you hook it up to an amplifier or something, you need to control it that way. Okay, so here we go again. As soon as I plug it in, everything looks okay. Fire one. You notice I never fire two. It's always fire one. So I have the volume down on the soundboard over here.
Predictable as you can get because you can see
Now there's lots of volume.
headed in that direction.
So don't know what's going on with that volume control,
Something
but
was, hoping for a business case to be made, but it was kind of like, look, they just gave away $3 billion. $1 billion that would have been means tested to people would have been a nice back pocket to go with the.
So what I'm interested now is the sound quality, the size of capacitor I put in.
On that relief front, but also we could have taken $2 billion.
The size of capacitor that I put in could control the tone a little bit, maybe accidentally too. So it doesn't seem to. It seems okay.
And
this won't do anything.
If you say, look, you're getting a budget increase of 4%, or you're doing this in a certain sector, and people are
Now,
not.
what station are we listening to way up here on the van? That's kind of weird too.
And seeing that there's progress made.
Let's hunt around.
But also,
of what techno metal.
Picking up lots of stuff. So because the outdoor antenna is good, and I've got it tightly coupled here.
Aux États-Unis en 2023, une femme de 67 ans, atteinte de maladie de Charcot, qui a...
This is a moderately strong station, which radios have difficulty picking up on their own antennas in my shop. So that gives us some kind of a, what do you call it, a milepost, let's call it that.
Pour lui permettre de continuer à parler. Donc, quand elle émettait le son, j'ai l'impression qu'on écoutait, oui, sa voix.
OK, ça c'est intéressant. C'est évidemment des usages, je dirais, moralement acceptables parce que c'est la personne qui...
Distortion.
Sort of like wood rot or mold, any water that's coming into your basement, if you have dry...
Hard to recognize distortion with a voice. You really have to hear music or something like that to really spot it. If it's subtle.
Presented by Rogers at the Rogers tonight, and road closures will be in place starting at 1 this afternoon, so you definitely want to keep that in mind. This because you'll have a full closure of Bremner, and this being from Spadina to
Bremner. Hey, listen to this story. Bremner was a big guy at the city of Toronto. He was in the maintenance department at the top. So he was the director of city maintenance or something like that. Big guy. He got moved over to the company I worked for, Toronto Hydro, and was just lobbed in as a general manager. Apparently, the people at the city just wanted to get him out, and they got him into Toronto Hydro, and he became the general manager of Toronto Hydro. That's a company with about 1,200 employees supplying power to the city of Toronto. And, you know, if there ever was a good time to use the word asshole, it would be this. The guy was a drunkard. He got a road named after him in Toronto, Bremner Street. Yeah, I shouldn't really say things like that because I only heard this, but I heard it from so many people. At work, drunk. General manager of Toronto Hydro. Oh, man. Yeah, lots more stories about that guy, but I won't share them because that's a long time ago now. Hey, back on.
CA for more details. Say what sport.
So, I'm good. Called Abrams.
You can trust Abrams. There should be your organization stuff. So you're right.
And even Tucker Kraft, the tight end.
It's Buffalo, this station.
Daniel Jones, he really didn't. And then you thought, okay, Daniel
this might be
Jones
Buffalo also. I'm not sure. Maybe this is Buffalo. In any case, working really good. Okay, we're going to flip up now to the first shortwave band. And, you know, oh, it's marked on a cabinet. Let's take a look. So we go around, we go, that's probably 31 meter, 25 meter, and 19 meters, probably what those say. And what's happened is the first number has been, the first number's worn off. So you got 1 meter, 5 meter, and 9 meter, but I'm sure it's 31. Oh, it's whatever it is. It's starting at the lower bands and working up. So we're at the low frequency here. Okay, wow. Okay, so I just turned up the volume full blast on the sound console. There's nothing. This is what I wanted to find out here. It's nothing because there's no antenna connected. Okay, so this loop thing doesn't work anymore in this band. So we got to hook up the antenna directly. That's what I want. Let me turn the volume down before we get an earful. I just want to know for sure how well this radio is operating before I go ahead and do a bunch of stuff to it. I'd like to ground this. Give me something to ground on. How about the ground terminal? Good. What do we get? Okay, so volume's about halfway up, 3/4 of the way up. Not nearly the volume on this band that there was on the other. Oh, I remember doing this now. It was just the same everywhere, wasn't it? Every band was the same. Okay, we'll go to the next band. Volume same level. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing. So we gotta solve this. Next band. Watch your ears. Did you watch your ears there? I turned it the wrong way. Okay. Volume up full. That's full blast. Now I think I picked up one little weak station, didn't I? And the band I'm on now, let me just check and look at the radio. So I think we're on the 19 meter band. Could be something up here. Why would you not come through? So really seems like it needs some oil to get rid of that squeak, that's for sure. I'm not exactly sure who's squeaking here. Could be this thing sliding across the top even. Well, never mind the squeak. You're getting distracted again. She's a nothing on the shortwave band. But it's not nothing. I hear something. Why don't we blast it with a signal from the signal generator and really give it a chance. Keep hope alive here. Okay, I've got my trusty signal generator going there. You can see the frequency is 14.9. The radio is roughly tuned, unless I'm mistaken, 15.2. Let me just check this. Yeah, that's right. I'm on the high. Oh. Oh. Is that a real thing there? Well, let's see if we can get the 15 to happen. Yeah, slowly coming in. I think it's just dirt in this switch. Something going on with that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to vary the frequency of the signal generator. The moderate signal coming over here, and we'll see if we can hear it go by. And here it goes. That might be why. Let's try it again. Just turn the volume down. 16.4. 16. Is that possible? Let's look. Let's see here. So, no, it's not possible at all. If you look at the scale only goes up to 15.4, and we're picking up 16.4. Now that's very, very suspicious. That would seem like we are picking up the image. So if that's the case, then at 15.3 we should hear this. And that's roughly where it's tuned. I'm a little surprised we didn't hear it when I went by, so let's turn the sound up again. Okay, let's just check the tuning here and make sure it's, yeah, it's definitely tuning it. 15.5. Where, if this is the image, 15.5 is where the real signal is. What's happening there? Okay, so go back up. So now if this is the real frequency and the image is another 900 above that, it would be 17.3. So we'll go to 17.3. If we hear something, we will know something about this radio. Not very much power going on. Let's try it anyway. 17.3. Son of a gun. How do you like that? So this, what this tells me is this radio is way out of alignment. That's what it tells me. That's about, and that would explain why it's not working well. It's just so far out of alignment. Yeah. Okay. So either I should bring it into alignment, at least roughly. I should rough it into alignment, and then we can go from there. Now probably the IF is fine because the broadcast band was working good. So it's probably just the shortwave adjustments. You can just kind of see them through there. There they are, standing tall. Now there's bound to be some, there's two holes in the front here. There's probably adjustments through there. Yep. So, and there's none sticking out the back. Okay, let's run the IF frequency through the radio and just see what we end up with. And just keep it connected the way it is. The ground wire came off. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. I put the ground wire on. Should we double check those frequencies? I can't imagine it would change. Wow, what did happen there? It disappeared. No, there it is. Yeah. Okay, IF frequency. More power. There it goes. I don't have my signal generator modulated right now. Can you have some trouble seeing that? How about that? Put the modulation on, and we'll go through it again. Well, I would say that's where it's tuned. A little off. A little off, but not bad. Okay, so I'm going to read up the alignment instructions for the shortwave, and we'll just kind of rough it in and get it working. That's what I want to do. Great. Okay. Great. But first, coffee. Okay, so I looked at the instructions. I'm on the which band am I on? Make sure here. Broadcast. Next band is the 19 meter band. Is that right? No. The next band is the 31 meter band. Yeah, 31 meter band. Okay, so I was looking for the wrong thing here. Let's go with 31 meter band. It'd be 9.5. So maybe I did this wrong before. 9.5. So it could have been totally false what I was picking up and talking about the image and all that kind of stuff. It could have just been harmonics from my signal generator. Never mind. The explanation was really bad, so I'm going to stop it. So again, going to check to make sure I'm on 31. That's broadcast. That's a 31 meter band. 31 meter band. We're at 9.5. Where is the sound? Okay, let me turn this up a little bit. Turn this up. Come on. Wow. Am I doing something wrong? Don't think so. Let's give it the works here. So that's a signal stronger than anything that would ever show up with this radio. Okay, so we'll go up to 9.8. See what we hear. Oh, there we go. All kinds of it. So what's happening here is... What is happening here? I think I'm just overloading the front end of this radio, I guess. I'm going to turn this back. How come we couldn't hear it before? Hear it. Okay, we'll go back up to the high power. I'll turn it down this way. Checking the calibration. The calibration's way off, way off, way off. Okay, so that will have reduced the signal strength here. So let's go up. Can you hear it this time? So you kind of expect that kind of number to show up. No, actually 9.5. What am I saying? 9.5 is what should show up here. Wow, what's happening? Man, everybody's showing up. 9.5. Very odd. Don't know what's going on here. So yeah, it's not quite making sense to me. So every time I click the switch, I change the output strength by a factor of 10. You know, that's not a lot actually for a radio like this. So if you can hear it, if I can hear it here, I should be able to hear it on the one below. But I can't. And with using the high output, getting all kinds of signals all over the place. How am I supposed to know which one's the real one? Just by whoever's loudest. So what I'll do is I'll tune this in and cut it back. I should really cut it back with this one. This is the one that should be cut it back. Calibration. Can't get there. Poor signal generator. Okay, so just listening to the strength, I'll just go through the different ones and we'll see which one's strongest. See, it's the 9.4. Should be able to hear it. It's there. It's just really, 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 really weak. Well, so that looks correct. 9.5 would be correct for where we have the dial. Actually, it's not correct. 9.5 is here, and we're at 9.57 in the middle here, roughly 9.57. Wow. Okay, I wasn't quite expecting that. Holy smokes, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think here. Holy smokes. Hey, it's receiving good. It's receiving everything under the sun. It's fantastic. I have to sort out which one of these signals is the one that I should be concentrating on. How come there's so many? How come this thing's picking up all over the place? Do another band. Do a different band. Do a different band. See what happens. Okay, so we'll go to the next band. Okay, so we're on the 25. Yes, 25. So we're in this band 11. So from 11.6 to 12. 11.6 to 12. So we're in the middle. So we're around 11.75. 11.75, eh? I'm not going to get there. No, I can't get there. What happened? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. They were there a moment ago. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening? What happened? We were doing really good there for a bit. Maybe this band switch again. Gotta clean that. Hello? Did I do something and then forget I did it? Signal just dropped right off. What would that be? It could be almost anything. Be a loose tube here. I think I can hear a chainsaw in the background. Can you hear it? What would be out there? A lawnmower? Oh, that didn't help at all. Well, something has happened. I don't know what. Well, let's go to the next band. Go to the next band. Go to the next band. Volume down. Oh, 2 bands. What have I done here? Okay, so volume up. Okay, I'm going the wrong way, that's why. That's the last band. So now we're on the 19 meter band. And we should be around 15, as I thought much earlier when I was wrong. So we'll go up around 15. What happened to this radio? It was, so I got this on full. Check the calibration. A little low. Not low enough to explain why we can't pick it up. 15.2. What happened here? When did this radio was working? And now it's not. Let's go back to the broadcast band. Get reassured. Wrong volume. So there's no antenna booster on here right now, so it's not likely to pick stuff up. It might. Pretty strange stuff. Give me any regular station, please. I need some reassurance. Okay, only way to get the reassurance here. Oh, well, I've got this. That's right, we're using the loop antenna, so it doesn't really matter. Not finishing my sentences, that's okay. I got a slow frame rate on my camera there. Usually doesn't matter for what I'm doing. Okay, how about that?
We believe God. We believe God. We're gonna watch
on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. He's there.
Pas des mots, je retrousserai mes manches, je resserrerai les tons.
But not so on the broadcast, on the shortwave. What happened there? Okay, I'm going to stop for a little bit here. Just, I have to get a new cup of coffee, I think. Cup number 2. Okay, so I'm going to go on the assumption here that the confusing things that are happening with this radio are confusing because I'm actually confused. That's really a reflection of me. So, okay, so we know the, I'm going to put my headphones on here. So we know the radio is essentially working because it's working. So, we'll go now to the next band, which has to be the 31 meter band. It's not, oh, sorry about that. I know there's a big loud sound there. That has to be the 31 meter band. Has to be. So it has to be 9. So we tune this in the middle. We're in the middle. It's got to be 9.5 or so. Has to be. Now I got to get this back on the signal generator here. putting out a blasting signal. I'm going to turn it back and check the calibration. Just a little bit high. Okay, so putting out a strong signal into this loop. No, we don't want it in the loop. We don't want it in the loop. We want this signal. Okay, watch your ears. Nothing. And the ground. I put the ground on. Get on and stay on. Okay. Why am I not really hearing anything? Maybe it's because I don't have the volume turned up. Duh. Ooh, that's the volume turned up. Wow, it's incredibly quiet. You can see what I'm doing over there. What's going on with this radio? The situation just gets pretty much worse and worse. So 9. So I need to set this to 9. I want to go 9.5 or so. That's right at the top here. Let's stay there. 9.5. Oh, we can go up quite a ways. It's supposed to stop at 9.5. Hey. Aha. Why am I not hearing the modulation? Because I've turned it down by accident. No? It's just not loud enough to hear it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're tuned there. Like, actually, I can tune the radio and improve it. Yeah, that didn't prove anything. Okay, so we can't hear anything at this power level. Now I'm going to take a wild guess. There's something wrong with this setting, so I'm going to go down and then look for it. So I've never had a problem with this signal generator, so I don't know why it would now. We're going to go up and we're going to turn this back. This is, ooh. Okay, I don't think we have to worry much about that. Now we'll go looking for 9.5. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is a blasting signal being fired into this radio. What the heck is that? Well, it's a shortwave station. So I'm going to move it back to the antenna here. Let me turn down the volume because I would expect it to get quite loud. Okay, volume up. Tune a bit. It's pretty weird, isn't it? I think it's awfully weird. Let's go back to the signal generator. So what might be happening there is a mixing of the signal generator frequency and the so the signal generator starts acting like a local oscillator, and there's a mixing going on in the tube, and somehow we end up with that. Oh! Come on. Different band. Now he's gone. I'm turning the volume down while I'm making the band change. Oh, I went, which way did I go? Yeah, I went ahead. Going back, I won't turn the volume down. Hey, it works. There you go. Fantastic. 16 miles out of tuning. Well, okay, let's go on the basis that sorry about that. So this is acting as a better antenna now with the ground off. It's really wacko, isn't it? It's got to be what I said. The mixing of this signal with the radio signal, producing, I didn't finish the statement, 455 signal that's then coming through. Could even be happening with a harmonic of the signal generator. Okay, so if that's the case, it's not helping. So we're still tuned in the middle here. We're going to be checking, just double check here quickly. So a 31 meter band, somewhere around 9.5. With all the different signals, and with this thing cranked up full, it's hard to say what is going on. But this has anything to do with really picking up 9.5. Oh my gosh, how can it be this far out? Well, I was going to say, if the assumption is somebody misaligned this, these things are easily accessed. And I'm looking, they're all turned up quite high, and the bottom of the screw here looks a little cleaner than the rest, as if maybe this was actually this setting here. I believe that's the right one. Let me just take a peek here at the situation, make sure I'm about to turn the right one. So that would, no, that's not the right one. On the 31 meter band, it's the other one. It's this one here. You can tell. It also appears to be turned up. Well, let's turn it down. We'll get a tool here. So I'm going to put it way down. Hear it getting, the noise getting louder and louder. That's what it is. Somebody has turned these up all the way practically. Okay, so now we're in business. So we're looking for, again, for 9.5, but it could be that. Oh, it's got to be that. Oh, now we're cooking. We're cooking now. Okay, so I don't know exactly where this is set. I'd say, I say 9.6. So I want to go to 9.6. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to roughly align this. Okay, so that's what's happened here. Okay, on to the next band. Next band would be, just to be sure, broadcast, shortwave, second shortwave. So this one, we're up around here, 11.8. So we'll go up to 11.8, down to 11.8. Never mind those things. Just ignore them all. 11.8. So we're somewhere around here. So that's got to be the middle adjustment. We'll crank it down. Look for the noise to come up. Here it comes. Guess who? So we're here. We're about here. 11.27 here. So we want to go up to 11.8 or something. Again, just rough. Okay, I'll go to the next band. Okay, I know that's correct. This time we're up around 15.25, so we'll go to 15.25. 15.25, okay, and we'll crank this thing down and watch for the noise to come up again. See, why does the noise come up? There's a good reason for it. Here it comes. And there it goes. Did it go right by there? Well, there's the signal. (16.2). 15.3. Yeah, perfect. Local oscillator above. So if the radio's 15.3 right now, so 15.3 is right in here. Yeah, that's good. And you can hear the noise. So that's what it was. Somebody had just unaligned this thing to the point of deadness. Very good. I think I'm going to call it quits here for today. I think that's enough. And tomorrow, now that the radio's roughly aligned correctly, I think I might go back to see if the speakers work. Only because, you know, it's a big deal to condemn a radio based on some test results. You could always have made a mistake during that process. Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching, and tomorrow we'll just carry on making some headway here. Have a great day.